What's up everyone, welcome back to yet another video. So the last time when I was trying to make this video, apparently there was some little bit of an echo in the audio, so I couldn't be able to upload the video whatsoever. So today we are doing a little bit of a retry on that. So yay, I guess. Now, for today's video, we're gonna be reacting to, well, not reacting to, well, we are reacting to it. Now, obviously, you can see I have my hat on. I'm doing like a little, I'm going through a little change. Well, not a little change, but I do have my hat on. If y'all like my hat, leave a like down below. Y'all don't have to if y'all don't want to give it like opinions. And speaking of opinions, this is gonna be an opinion video of a video by Cheddar Balls called Danny's World: How to Steal a Game and Get Away with It. Now, there's already been a counter video of that, of Danny's World, how to sort of lie about it and get away with it. I think that's what it was called. I have Spotify pulled up on my TV, but I don't feel like pulling it up right now. But before we start today's video, I want to let y'all know a little bit of some stuff that I want to talk about, because there's some stuff I have to talk about, and it has to be related to channel-wise and some stuff that will be happening. So the last week of March is my spring break, and I'll be going on vacation soon. I'll be going to Alabama. I'm not being specific on where I'm going to Alabama, but I will be going to Alabama all that week. I won't be back making videos until the 5th of April. So once the 5th is there, I'll be back to making videos. But it's not there yet. We just gotta wait one more week. One more week. I paused it way too early. I'm so sorry, y'all. And number 2, be sure to check out my community tab. If you click on my channel, there should be something called Join Community right by the subscribe button. Make sure that you have to be subscribed to more than one day in order for you to actually post fan art and other stuff. And make sure that I will be watching, so please make sure that all fan art is appropriate. And also, please don't do anything sus. I swear, if y'all do sus stuff in there, I will delete it and I will report y'all. So please don't do it. And anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. And be sure to like the video down below and subscribe if you haven't.
Today, I'd like to discuss something I've never once thought of mentioning on this channel. This is a total deviation from the content I normally make. However, this is a situation I find very intriguing, if not a tiny bit infuriating. So I'm going to address it here since I haven't really seen it been brought up anywhere else. Essentially, if you've played Roblox at all within the past few months, you've likely heard of a game called Dandy's World. As one of the most popular games Roblox has to offer, taking in 10,000s of players each and every day, it'd be a shock if you haven't heard of this.
Well, luckily, I have heard of Danny's World. I heard of it almost 2 years ago. Ever since GG came out, I started playing the game. On an unusual device, though. Remember, I played on the Amazon Alexa. Secretly, by the way. Keyword, secretly. And apparently, yeah, that's how it all started. Yeah, I was a little bit of a noob there. And also, I can't believe you called it a little intriguing, yet a little bit infuriating. It's, like, why is it infuriating? I mean, come on now. It's just a game, but okay. I mean, I get it. It's your opinion, by the way. Also, to inform YouTube, this is not for harassment. I should have said that in the beginning of the video.
With its charming and cute aesthetics and somewhat decent gameplay, it's managed to maintain quite a large player base over its lifespan. However, something which you may not have known is that this game is stolen. Yeah, that's right. This charming, innocent little game is built upon a completely stolen foundation.
I can't believe you really thought it was a charming, cute, innocent game. Bro, and you think it's stolen. It's plagiarized, bro. No, it's not. Does that look? It does. Danny's World is not plagiarized, okay? And I'll explain a little bit more as we go more in depth in this video, okay? And also, I will be showing, like, gameplay, like I did with the spade video that I made, which I don't know why I made that, and I'm pretty sure that also kind of ruined me a little bit, but it's okay. But, you know, I saw the counter argument video on Spotify of this video, so I will also pull up a little bit more info based on this. I do agree with the counter video.
I've had enough of that being hidden. Today, I'd like to explain the entire situation of this game being stolen to all of you guys, as well as how it's not really a bad thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but the lessons taught from this whole ordeal can be applied to a wide range of similar situations. So, let's begin. Alright, so many of you are probably unfamiliar with Dandy's World.
As I said in the beginning of the video, I am totally familiar with this. Anyways, I didn't want to show my face, so I had to pause it. So anyways, let's continue.
I wouldn't blame you if you don't know anything about this game other than its existence either, as it's not for everyone. However, I will give you a brief rundown so you at least understand what's going on in this video.
It's funny that you said it's not for everyone, even though you see the age rating. It's ages 5+. Of course, little kids will be playing. And also, did you not see that there's also adults playing the game? Examples are Hopless, and some other YouTubers that also make content similar to not similar to this, but also gameplay videos and all other news channels for Dandy's World. If y'all saw those channels, those are grown people, and some of them, I get it, they may be kids. Like me, I'm 15, and same as Spade, but come on. Like, is it that hard to underestimate, like, what kind of age something, I don't know. I can't think straight.
Rundown so you at least understand what's going on in this video. Dandy's World is a game that has you playing as cute little cartoon characters exploring a rundown facility. You hop into an elevator and descend further and further downwards, stopping at each floor to complete a monotonous objective. Along the way, you have to avoid monsters trying to kill you, but you can also obtain items from the ground or through shops to help you deal with those threats. Of course, the game itself is a lot more complex than that, as you can build unique strategies with items and all that jazz, but that's basically the core rundown of the game. Now, so far, I've played around 3 hours of it, so I think I've got a grasp at most of what's being offered here. That includes my belief that without a doubt this game's core gameplay loop is entirely stolen.
So let me get this straight. You played the game for 3 hours, right? 3 hours. That's a decent amount of time of playing Dandy's World if you're new to the game. For me, it only took me like a couple minutes to figure stuff out. But what's crazy is you don't know the basics of the game if you've been playing the game for more than 3 hours. I'm pretty sure you have to play a lot and lots of Dandy's World runs if you really want to get the rundown of the game, because there's certain twists that you might have, like for example Squirm, if you want, because I haven't played the Squirm update, but I have been seeing videos that you have to do some sort of mechanic to get away from Squirm. That's what I saw in like I think a shorts thumbnail. It's even funny that since you've been playing for 3 hours also, you thought it was also stolen. I don't know, buddy. I think you need more evidence than that, rather just playing for 3 hours for the game to think it's stolen.
Essentially, as soon as I started playing Dandy's World, I noticed how I was good at it. Unnaturally good for a first-time player. I was flying through every threat, whereas every other beginner around me was dying left and right. And that's a pretty odd circumstance to be in. It felt like nothing I've ever experienced before. This is not because Dandy's World is just ridiculously easy. To a new player, it can be pretty difficult to grasp. No, I found Dandy's World easy because I had played and mastered something just like it before. Another game which was created 3 whole years before Dandy's World. One that functioned nearly identical to Dandy's World in terms of the core gameplay. And one which I think Dandy's World stole from. That is a little-known game called Minus Elevation. This game has 20 active players on a good day, far less than the 10,000s Dandy's World gets. Yet it'd be wrong to say that Dandy's World hasn't taken anything from this game.
Which they haven't stole anything from this game. I'm sorry, but like, and also it is not that easy to play Dandy's World. There's actually twists that are really hard to avoid. For example, Twisted Dandy and Twisted Dial. Both of those are lethals, and those lethals can kill you instantly. And the most challenging is Dallas Floor, because obviously Dallas Floor has not like the max of 10, maybe I think it's max 10 machines. No, Dial has 25 machines that you have to complete. And again, 3 hours of gameplay doesn't mean of what you think the game was stolen from. You have to actually go more in depth and play more of the game to think that if it's been stolen or not.
I want you to fully grasp what I mean by stolen here.
quote-unquote not stolen.
Nearly every fundamental gameplay element from Dandy's World is so very obviously taken from Minus Elevation. I know this because Minus Elevation has a very unique gameplay style that not really any other Roblox game has, let alone any other video game, except its earlier versions and, of course, Dandy's World. The very concept of going down an elevator, stopping at each floor to do a task and avoid monsters, that's from Minus Elevation. This game invented that. Voting on buffs to enhance your playthrough in the elevator, that's also from Minus Elevation. Even something simple like collecting research on enemies from items on the ground, that's from Minus Elevation. I could go on, but this game and Dandy's World have so many glaringly obvious similarities, it'd be stupid to think Minus Elevation's gameplay elements weren't being used in Dandy's World regularly.
No, I'm not playing Minus Elevation because I can't play Roblox unless my parents are watching me playing the game, which is only Danny's World, by the way. Now, most of the stuff that he said, yeah, I get it. The research capsules being like elixir, the machines, but you know those stuff, they have a little bit more mechanics. For example, the machines, you have to do some sort of skill check by hitting the white calibration area, which circle or bar, or well, obviously spamming the space bar or just spamming the button on your touch screen to, like, you know, make you run faster, because obviously treadmill machines, those are treadmill machines if y'all don't know. And that's if y'all haven't played Danny's World, or if you've been playing the game for, like, I don't know, 3 hours, I think. So, and again, there's a little bit more stuff that you have to go down if you want to play if you blah 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 blah, and you have to play a little more if you want to know more in depth of the lore of the game. And I want to say this, that the other guy who made the counter argument didn't even say, but Quell did make. He did say that Quell did say that nothing was stolen from the game. This was her own idea. This was also the developer's idea. But another thing is that there was actually another game that Quill made called Flavor Frenzy. That was completely different, and that wasn't stolen either. And Quill had nothing. She never knew about Minus Elevation ever since she's been working on Flavor Frenzy. Because instead of tunes, it's just animals. So, but again, I still don't believe this. I don't still believe Mr. Cheddar Balls. I'm sorry.
Now, to my knowledge, Minus Elevation has nothing to do with Dandy's World. It isn't made by the same developers, and I'm also pretty sure Minus Elevation, or at least its earlier versions, invented this gameplay format of going down the elevator and stopping at each floor. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me in the comments, as I'm basing this entire video on that belief that this game is the first. However, in the likely case that those statements are true, it means Minus Elevation deserves credit for creating that gameplay format, just as a common courtesy more than anything, but Dandy's World has refused to do that. Now, I'll explain a little later why I think Dandy's World taking stuff from Minus Elevation isn't inherently bad, but what is downright awful is how it just neglects its very obvious source material, which I'm sorry, I just can't excuse. This whole ordeal could be essentially solved if Dandy's World just credited Minus Elevation as its source, but since it doesn't, it's just blatant plagiarism, there's no way around that.
It's plagiarized. I'm just trying to be a smart butt, and I just think, oh my god, it's plagiarized. And also, if y'all like my Gumball t-shirt, also comment down below. But seriously, are you serious? You think it's plagiarized? And also, again, as I said before, Quell did not know about Minus Elevation, so based on what I'm thinking right now, no, it is not stolen. It is not plagiarized. And they didn't know about the game, so they can't. I don't believe that they should actually just credit sources. Besides, I don't believe anyone should believe you with this video. Like, I get it, you're trying to. This is your opinion, but seriously, like, dude, you really need your research. Like, you need the research. I recommend you turn into Roger, get research, come back, and make another video on this, cause I really don't believe this at all. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm really not. Now, further on in the video, he will say what I said before with the machines and such, so let's just go ahead and continue with the video.
Minus Elevation only gets a handful of players, so barely anyone knows about its existence. So I think you can see the frustration that comes from this game, which is a lot larger, just taking everything from it and
Again, not taking everything. Not stolen. Quell didn't know about it.
repackaging it in a new way. It's just plagiarism without credit. Now, contrary to what I'm making it out to be,
Not plagiarism. Sorry, I tried to pause it.
I don't entirely view Dandy's World as a stolen product. Yeah, I'm labeling it as plagiarized for not crediting its source material, which means it is plagiarized, but after playing through the game, I've realized it's got a lot of unique stuff to it which Minus Elevation doesn't.
What's funny is that you said it's not stolen, but it was plagiarized when you said in the beginning of the video that it was stolen. Are you... I feel like you can't think. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I remembered you saying that it was stolen and not plagiarized yet.
Genuine effort from the developers. Aside from just its general art style, characters, and build style, something unique to Dandy's World that Minus Elevation doesn't have is the extraction system. In each floor of Minus Elevation, you just have to find and press buttons, which is a rather quick task. In Dandy's World, though, instead of buttons, you have to wait next to a tank and watch it fill up with oil, whilst playing a very simple minigame as it progresses. A lot of Dandy's World's unique strategy and gameplay is focused on this extraction mechanic, so I'll give it creativity points for that. I'll also give Dandy's World points for the threats you encounter throughout the game, as they also seem to be incredibly unique. Those are just a few examples of some of the unique stuff in this game, so it isn't entirely just Minus Elevation, but with a new coat of paint. It's unique. I think a good way to put this whole situation is to compare it to Doors and Pressure. Doors is a game like Minus Elevation, where it essentially created a whole new gameplay style on its own, with some inspiration from other minor games. Pressure, although taking a lot of aspects from Doors, still has a bunch of unique content to make the game its own unique experience without it just being a copy of its source material.
Okay, I don't know why you started going down to Doors and when you was talking about Dandy's World, but I get the point that that Doors credit, I believe, also credited the source materials, which is Pressure. I think Pressure might be like a fan made game. I think, but again, he did mention what I said in the previous, where they, the twisteds and such, and the mechanic of the extraction system, which obviously you have to do like some sort of skill check. And at least he gives some compliments about the game, but seriously, again, you think it's still plagiarized, you still think it's stolen, so I don't know what we're going with this.
Experience without it just being a copy of its source material. In this case, Minus Elevation is like Doors, and Dandy's World is like Pressure. It's more right to say that Dandy's World is inspired by Minus Elevation and not directly a copy of it, even though it takes heavy gameplay inspiration from Minus Elevation. Still, not crediting the game anywhere is a big no-no in my eyes, as that just makes Dandy's World plagiarized. If any Dandy's World dev is watching this, just drop an inspired by Minus Elevation line in the game's description or something like that. Please, it would go a long way, as let's face it, there is absolutely no way this game is 100% original. Given how closely it is related to Minus Elevation, it's just too big to not be a coincidence.
And then that's the end of the video where he summarizes the entire video and blah blah blah. But I want to make some stuff that I think was funny. Bro, why on earth would you call the Iker oil? That's not oil, that's Iker. And I can't believe you pronounce dandies as dandy. Dandy. Dude, what? And it's funny, I would actually call Dandy like that if he would not sell me the greatest stuff. If he just get like all gumballs, I'll just say, well, not this gumball. This gumball that's not the gumball I'm talking about. Like gumballs, like actual gumballs. And I'll just say like, Dandy, why aren't you selling me the tape? I mean, not the tapes, the items. Why aren't you selling me good items? But yeah, I mean, come on. But seriously, this video is also a counter argument of this opinion. I mean, some of the stuff, like the floor, I believe, like it looked like one of like the shop floors. Not like, I think it has to be done like the accessories, like with the plushies and such. I don't know. But seriously, you think it's stolen. Well, you think it's plagiarized, and then you thought it was when you said it was stolen. So if any Danish developer is actually watching this video, please don't believe in this guy and adding the inspired by minus elevation. And besides, I should have mentioned this, but they are earning money off of this game. The more players, the more people with premium, they earn money from that. They also have their own UGC. You never mentioned that they have their own UGC. So I'm just mentioning it right now. They have their own UGC items. But even though there is a UGC problem that's going on now where you have to have a premium membership in order for you to upload UGC items now, and all Roblox which is part of one of Roblox's stupidest updates to ever have, because they've been making some stupid updates, and that's why I haven't played the game in a while. But anyways, that's enough of me arguing. That's the end of today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. Comment down below what you think, which side is right. Again, this is just an opinion. This is his opinion, and this is my opinion of his opinion. So, if this is up to y'all. So if y'all like this video, be sure to like down below. And also, again, please, if y'all do subscribe to More Than One Day, please drop it out the community tab so you can post some fan art. If y'all do make fan art, I might make a video on that, and I might feature some fan art at the end of today's at the end of the video that I make. And I'll see y'all in the next video or next short. Who knows? Peace out.